Epilogue. One day had passed since the accident in the Argent Kingdom. The soldiers and the residents were busy reconstructing the buildings in the city of Silvest. The king and queen of Argent Kingdom had returned to the castle not long after the accident ended. At first they were worried about the situation of their two beloved daughters, but when they saw that their two daughters were fine, they could finally breathe a sigh of relief. They were still worried about the condition of their first daughter, who was still unconscious. Princess Aisha's birthday party has been cancelled. Princess Freya had returned to the kingdom of Aurelia after meeting the king and the queen. By now, the king of Argent Kingdom was listening to General Farrell's report about the accident. So that's it? Alice took a boy as a butler without telling me, and he is Anna's adopted daughter. His identity was unknown, and he at least had the power of a demigod. Have you asked Anna about his origins? The one who speaks was Ulrich Argent, the king Argent Kingdom. She had shoulders length, wrist silver hair. Even though he was over 60 years old, he still looked like a middle-aged man. King Elric was a sage with 8 magic circles. I had the nickname of Silver Star. Already asked Anna, but she said she accidentally found him inside an empty house on her way back from the Aurelia Kingdom. General Farrell said all things that Anna had told him. It seems that for more detailed information I have to ask my daughter directly. Currently, he is still unconscious and accompanied by my wife and Alice. King Alaric said calmly, "Yes, your majesty. Because of what I heard from Siesta, it seems like Princess Aisha was very close to that guy." General Farrell added information. "Well, I'll wait until my daughter wakes up. I have to prepare for the Five Kingdom conference to discuss this matter. You can go, Farrell. Using magic projection, King Alaric will hold a conference with the other 4 human kingdoms." The space in front of him suddenly turned into a huge screen divided into 4 small sections. But long after 4 people appeared on the screen, each person accompanied a small part of the screen, and they were not ordinary people, judging by the clothing and aura. They are kings of the other 4 human kingdoms. I offer my condolence about the accident in your kingdom. King Alaric, the person who spoke, was a man with a bulky body and red hair like fire. He looks like a great warrior, has gone through thousands of battles. He was a king of Rebelia Kingdom, just of our Rebelia. Thank you for your condolence, King Gustav. Also didn't expect that during my visit to our Rebelia Kingdom, the territory would be invaded by a foreign race. King Alaric replied with an angry face. Not only the soldiers and the people of this kingdom who had become victims, but also his 2 daughters were involved in the accident. About the reconstruction process in your kingdom, King Alaric, is it running smoothly? If you need help, you can contact me immediately. Freya already told me the chronology of the accident briefly, but I feel like there's still something the girl hasn't told me yet. The following people to speak were the king of Aurelia Kingdom and the father of Princess Freya, Leonida Aurelia. He had the short hair and the same golden color as Princess Freya. He also looked like a great warrior, but in contrast to King Gustav, who looked brusque, and Feria Kingdom Leonida looked like an elegant gentleman. Thank you for your offer, King Leonida. Also want to express my gratitude for Princess Fria's help during yesterday's accident. Please convey my gratitude to her. King Alaric smiled at King Leon. The relationship between their two kingdoms is indeed excellent. In condition, King Leonida was also old friend of King Alaric. That's natural, because Princess Aisha is Freya's childhood friend. King Leonida nodded slightly and smiled back. Can we know the details of the accident that happened in the Arya Kingdom, King Alaric? The Arya Kingdom already knew about it from Princess Freya, because she was also involved in the accident. The Rebelia Kingdom also knew about because you happened to be on a political visit there, but the other kingdoms still don't know what happened, so would like to ask you to describe the accident in as much details as possible. The king of Negil Kingdom, Jonathan Negil, asked King Alaric to explain the accident. He has short black hair and wears luxurious clothing, all in black. The clothes he was wearing made him look like a dark mage. King Jonathan is one of the strongest mages on the glorious continent. Of course, according to the report I received, King Elric begins to explain the complete chronological of the accident to the four kings in front of him. That's the report I received from General Farrell. King Elric ended his explanation. So, do you know the origin of that guy? The person who can give a saint rank artifact as if gravel on the side of the road is not an ordinary person. The person asked was a navy blue hair man wearing glasses and a lab coat. He was Reginald Circlus, the king of Circlus Kingdom, and research of magic tools and artifacts. He had no interest in accidents and Argent Kingdom, but when he heard the word of saint rank, artifact, and King Elric's explanation, he became extremely excited. I haven't found it yet. I didn't know he was an enemy or an ally, but at least I have to thank him for saving my kingdom and my daughter. About that artifact, I will ask my daughter as soon as she wakes up, since she is the owner. King Elric didn't want to talk about it at the moment. Well, I'll wait for news from you. King Raphael now did not discuss it further. Yes, I'll notify you soon, when I get the information from my daughter. In that case, we shall end the conversation regarding the Argent Kingdom accident. The next issue is about the Five Kingdoms project. How is the process, King Jonathan? King Elric changed the subject. The subject went smoothly. I also have someone I can trust and rely on to take care of it. King Jonathan showed the architecture of the magnificent building and other information. For the sake of the future of humankind, we must prepare the best education for the people of our five kingdoms, especially the human race. We must have it all: magic, materials, arts, alchemy, blacksmithing. If all talented people are trained in one place, there will be competition. Under pressure of the competition, human will be able to grow, develop quickly, and King Leonida explained the purpose of the Five Kingdom project. Yes, the ancients in the Kingdom of Argent makes us incredibly required to grow and develop human abilities. King Raphael now nodded in agreement. When did institution start operating, King Jonathan? King Gustav asked King Jonathan. The Five Kingdoms project to Crementa Grad accident will start operating from next year. King Jonathan answered decisively. The Princess Situation, Part 1. A week has passed since the accident in Argent Kingdom. The reconstruction process is still ongoing, and the Sylphast Kingdom is improving. The houses that were destroyed have begun to be rebuilt. The activities of the townspeople have also returned to normal. Amid all those improvements, there was still someone stuck in his desperation. In a room in a castle, Princess Aisha locked herself away without wanting to meet anyone, including her own family. She wouldn't forget what had happened and would cry when she remembered it. She was drowning in her regret. Suddenly, there was a knock on her door. Princess, this is Siesta. Bought you food. Can I enter? Siesta's voice could be heard from outside the Princess Aisha's room. Since the accident, Siesta couldn't stop worrying about her condition. She kept an eye on Princess Aisha every day and brought her food today. She brought Princess Aisha's lunch, as usual. But there was no answer inside the room after she knocked several times. Princess, I'll come in, excuse me. Siesta finally decided to enter, even without her permission. She was apprehensive because there was no answer from inside. Princess Aisha's room looked dim because of the curtains covering the lights that will enter her room, while the room owner was sitting on her bed, hugging her knees and crying. This is your lunch, Princess Aisha. Siesta placed her lunch on the table next to Princess Aisha's bed, but there's still no answer from her. Princess, Siesta called out Princess Aisha again. She subconsciously started shedding tears because she was sad to see her condition. Then Siesta sat on her bed and hugged Princess Aisha tightly. Sob, sob. Princess Aisha replied with her sobs. Cry, Princess Aisha. That makes you calmer. Then cry as much as you want. Siesta whispered the word in Princess Aisha's ear while patting her on the back. Princess Aisha suddenly burst into tears. Her cries would make others who heard her feel pain in their chest, her tears flowing like a broken dam. Siesta couldn't bear to hear Princess Aisha's cry. She also cried with her. After 15 minutes passed, Princess Aisha's cry started to stop. Siesta's shoulders were wet from her tears. What I did was wrong. Princess Aisha asked Siesta with her eyes swollen from crying for too long. I don't know, Princess. Siesta shook her head. If I knew this was going to happen, I would have gone to the town to see him. Princess Aisha wiped away her tears while regretting what had happened. Siesta fell silent when she heard those great regretful words. Princess, do you know why Zil left? Are you sure the reason is that you betrayed him? Didn't you hear what he said before he left? I don't think you're the reason he left this kingdom. Siesta looked at Princess Aisha's face seriously. Princess Aisha fell silent after Siesta's words. She recalled what Zil had told her. He had said he just wanted to live a quiet and peaceful life. In other words, after he showed such strength, he won't get what he wanted by staying here. Recalling it again gave a little light to her eyes, but after remembering Zeal saying that betrayal of one of two more people meant nothing to him, Princess Aisha felt a pain in her chest. Princess Aisha felt her chest. Princess, are you okay? Siesta cried out in worry when she saw Princess Asia suddenly groan in pain. I'm fine. It still doesn't change the fact that I have betrayed him, and that I am a selfish person who will sacrifice them all for my benefits. Princess Asia was crying while looking at the bracelet on her wrist. Princess Siesta didn't know what to say to calm her down. I felt I was a good person and treated everyone equally before, but when I was faced with such a situation, I finally showed my selfish side. I will choose people who are closer and I know more longer than people I haven't known for a long time. In the end, I knew I couldn't treat other people as equals. Princess Asia suddenly stopped her words. Her eyes became cold and indifferent. Princess, you. Siesta was shocked at the sudden change in attitude from Princess Asia. I should be who I am, selfish and more concerned with those closest to me. Maybe I won't dare to look Steel in the eyes if I meet him again in the future. So this was my fate, the one who had betrayed him. Princess Asia smiled sadly and melancholy. Princess, may I ask you something personal? Siesta silly asked Princess Asia. What do you want to ask? Princess Asia asked Siesta back. Do you love Zeal? Siesta asked nervously. More precisely, I feel very much in love with him. I always had a strange feeling when I think of him. Since then, after we spent time together, those feelings grew even stronger. Although I don't know how he feels because a mask always covers his face. I feel happy to spend time with him. It didn't take me long to realize that I loved him. Loved him so much. After he left, I felt a pain in my chest from missing something important in my life. I felt like a hole had formed into my heart, and it was a huge hole. Princess Asia explained her feelings, and her face softened. Do you want to see him again? She asked seriously. I want to see him again, but I'm scared. Even I might not be able to look him in the eyes next time we meet, but at least I want to apologize and properly express my feelings to him. Princess Asia smiled weakly and made Siesta chest hurt. So won't it be better to you be your usual self when you meet him later? I thought you wouldn't like it if you suddenly changed. Siesta was worried about Princess Asia's mental state. I cannot. I will be a hypocrite if I stay the way I used to be after what had happened. This is a real me. I will focus on training to become a great mage. From now on, I prepare for the opening of the recruitment Grand Academy next year. Princess Asia said with a cold face. Siesta felt sad about seeing Princess Asia like that. From the state of the conversation to the end, he didn't see Princess Asia's usually smile. Right now, Princess Asia had utterly lost her smile. Because of that, she will be called Gold Moon Princess in the future.